welcome to class. I'll be here in my yoga mat today. Feel free to find yourself in one too. But if you don't have that place wherein you can go and find yourself in a yoga mat, if that's okay, that's perfectly fine. Maybe do this in a space where you don't have to be bothered for like the rest of the hour that we're gonna spend. I'm gonna have props with me today. So I have 2 blocks with me. You can go and find yourself blocks as well like this. This is your normal yoga blocks, 1 or 2. If you don't have these, that's fine. You can find yourself some books, maybe thick ones or any kind of a block that you can put on your on the side of your mat later on. So we're gonna go and start your practice today. So for today, we're gonna do some poses, some yoga poses and asanas that can help you recover from anything that has to do with your ankles. So I'm pretty sure at some point in your life, you had a sprain in your ankle or something that have injured your ankle as far as, but it's good if you haven't, good for you. But I have experienced that 1 or 2 times and one part wherein at some point, 2 of them who were sprained at the same time. So we believe that yoga, in essence, can help you alleviate pain. And some of the asanas also can help you with recovering from your ankle sprain. So in this practice today, we're going to get onto that. I just want to let you know that with everything that we're going to practice here, if you have your ankle sprain, please do consult your doctor first, a professional in this, before you do any steps further. Because the number one thing that we don't want to do is for you to make it more painful or for you to make it worse with whatever pain that you're experiencing with your feet, your ankles, and your toes. All right. So given that, we're going to start your practice today. So with your recovery and your ankle sprain, we have 2 kinds. Sometimes it's divided into 3. I would like to divide it into 2. First is the first stage of recovery and the latter part of your recovery. So the first stage of recovery somehow is from the time that you had your sprain and somehow like around 3 to 5 days or a week within the first part of your sprain. And then the second one is the latter phase of your recovery, which is like the second week up until you get 100% again. All right. So for the first stage of recovery, for sure, your professional will also do that. I will tell this to you is to allow your ankle to rest without any kind of movement or anything that can put pressure in it. All right. So with your first stage of recovery, for you to make sure that you're helping yourself recover is to just do upper body. When they say you have some sprain, you don't have to like not do yoga anymore. Of course, you have an option to do that, to not move and like just go and stay in bed. But here, since we want to help you with your recovery, this one will ease pain. And of course, if you're dealing with anxiety or you're anxious because you're always doing yoga poses, you're always on your practice or working out, this will help you alleviate some of that pressure or some of that stress with regards to doing breathwork, meditation, and some yoga asanas with regards to the upper body. So that's it for the first phase of your recovery. Then when we go to the latter phase of your recovery, which is like around second week or more, depending on how you are, because their bodies are not the same. Sometimes people find a little bit more time for the first part of the recovery. For the second one, that's when we'll try to do simple asanas, a little bit of movement that can somehow alleviate any kind of pain or put more strength and pressure on that part of your feet. Whenever you're ready, we're going to go and start. So like I said earlier, the first part of recovery is to release any stress or any tension that there may be because, of course, dealing with an accident is really, really challenging and hard for some. So we're going to try to do that to ease that pain with meditation and breath work. So if you are in a space wherein you won't be bothered somehow a little bit more silent, perfectly fine. Maybe you can turn the lights off if you want that. I'm going to be here in my easy sitting pose. If you are on a chair, that's perfectly fine as well. If you are moving, let's say you are drinking coffee or maybe making some tea or eating even, just follow my voice. And just go and find yourself in stillness or in proper movement. Let's go inside. I'm here in my Sukhasana. Find your perfect pose. Hands wherever you feel like it. And on your next inhale, you just take an inhale through the nose. So deep inhale here. Allow the heart to open. And then on your exhale, close the mouth. And then just breathe out through the nose. If your eyes are closed, if you feel safe right now, notice or bring awareness to the body when you started with that first breath, that first full mindful breath. It changes a lot. And knowing that you have already stepped into the mat is the first biggest thing that you had to do for today. Everything else is just easy. That's the hard part, showing up for your mat. So give yourself space for gratitude and being able to be here and taking space. So we'll continue with your breath work. On your next inhale, again, if your eyes are closed, feel free to let them close. If your eyes are open, feel free to soften the eyelids, maybe look at the top of your mat, noticing, or maybe through the nose. And just notice how your body is right now, releasing any tension that there may be. Softening the shoulders, relaxing your hips, just making sure nothing is painful here. Big breath, inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth, let it go. When you are dealing with pain in the ankles, sometimes you might feel the strain also on your shoulders and your head. So allow the breath work to just feel a release of tension that there may be on other parts of the body. And sometimes it's so hard to be aware with how you're feeling because it's somehow the pain spills through you. So let this meditation practice take it all away and allow yourself to come back to your senses. Regroup yourself and say, it's okay. I will be fine. The signals of pain in my body is giving me awareness that I am alive. Soften the shoulders, relax the face, be here for yourself, one with the body, one with your space. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Do one more mindful breath. Big inhale through the nose. And at the top, take a pause, relax the shoulders, soften the face. Notice the limbo that it is in your head. And then on your exhale, release. Let it go. Take it all out and slowly pause at the bottom. Notice how the body is. One more round. Deep inhale through the nose. Pause at the top. Soften the shoulders, relax the hips. And then exhale out the mouth. Take all the breath out and pause at the bottom. Notice the body. Notice the face. One last time. Big inhale through the nose. Pause at the top. Soften the jaw. Relax the shoulders. Exhale out the mouth. Let it go. Release any tension that we won't be needing in our practice today. Once you're ready, open the eyes and welcome back to your present moment. Let's begin your practice. So for today, in our first recovery of your ankle sprain, we're going to try not to load any pressure or anything on your feet, on your legs, or all of your lower body. So we're going to focus on our upper body first. So we're going to first do some shoulder mobility or shoulder opening, starting off with your eagle arms. So if you have practiced with me before, you know what eagle arms look like. If this is your first time, I'm going to guide you through it. This allows you a little bit more release at the back. If this is your first time to do practice and you don't have any ankle sprain, that's perfectly fine. Maybe you have shoulder tension. You can do this as well. So with your eagle arms, I'm going to start off by extending my arms forward. And then slowly, I'm going to take one arm, this time my right, on top. And then I'm going to wrap the other arm at the bottom, taking a bend on the elbows and gently. An option to take the backs of your palms, planting onto each other like this. Or if you have more opening today, sometimes you're open, sometimes you're not. We're going to try to take your palms together. Of course, one palm is higher than the other. That's fine. So this is your eagle arms. So this is somehow paired with eagle legs, but again, we're not going to do that today. If you're sitting on a chair, try, and if you have an ankle sprain, you can find your legs like this. Or if you're sitting on the mat or on the bed, you can find your feet like this, all right? Maybe finding one pillow on that foot that you have as like a sprain in, like that. All right? Or you can find the block, place it here underneath, like that. All right? So this is how we're gonna pretend that we have an ankle sprain as well. So eagle arms, grounding down here. So this is already fine. But we want to make sure that we're opening the shoulders here at the back. So I want you to press your elbows towards the front. So see that curving in the back here. It's as if my shoulder blades want to widen on the sides and my heart is pressing this one. And then I want to put my fingers, it's as if there's like an invisible string on all of the tips of my fingers. And it's pulling to the sky. So much happening here. Elbows reaching forward, fingertips to the sky. Notice how this one allows the opening on the back. Find the ribs are in. Still a straight line on the spine. And we're going to try to breathe. In for 5. 4. You can close your eyes. 3. 2. And 1. We're going to slowly release. Release your hands. Release your shoulders. Shake the shoulders, making sure nothing's painful. So we're going to try and do that one more time, this time on the opposite side. So reaching your arms forward. This time, left arm on top, right arm at the bottom, or you can do the opposite side if you did this earlier. So backs of your hands, or maybe all of your palms together. So reaching your fingertips forward. Elbows are reaching forward as well. Notice this different or slight difference on how it was opening the first time. Shoulders widening, and maybe make some space between the shoulders and here. That's too much of a shrug. Belly in, and then we're going to try to breathe. Soften the face. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Slowly release. Release your hands. Release your shoulders. There you go. Shake the shoulders. If that was too much, we're going to do more. So in with the upper body, I'm going to try to take the block on my butt and just release here. Again, pretending that you have an ankle sprain on one side. If you have both, you can do both like that. So I'm going to find, this is easier for me to put it here at the top of my knee so that there's nothing painful there. So you can do that as well. Okay, so we're going to do some side stretches here. So same with all of the upper body. Left hand to the ground, right hand reaches up. So this is already good. If I want some more, I'm going to bend at the elbow so that I can reach my fingertips to dip down to the opposite side. So side stretch. Looking forward, just so you can see what's happening in my body. Swing to the right. So the ribs are in, still a straight line. Because sometimes it looks like this. So we want to make sure it's like this. You can even look at the sky or the ceiling wherever you're practicing. Yeah. Soften the face. Bend onto the elbow even more if you have some more. If you feel that the bum is coming up, press it down. We're going to imagine inflating more on the right lungs or expanding more on the right curves. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come back center, doing this on the opposite side. So, hand down, other arm coming up, and then slowly swinging to the side. So again, if you don't have an ankle sprain and you just want to do yoga, this is also awesome. Opening the side stretches. If you're doing this on the chair, maybe plug that hand towards the side so that you can lean in. Energize from the fingertips. Feel the left bum ground down. Open the heart. Maybe gaze out if the body invites. In for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come back center. Shake the body, making sure nothing is painful. Going on to the opposite side, going on to the next one, side twists. So still in a chair or still sitting down with your ankle sprain, we're going to do some side stretches of a twist. So finding my block again here, pretending that we have an ankle sprain. On my next inhale, I'm going to reach my arms up and overhead, shoulders shrugging. Feel the cinching on the waistline, meaning the belly's coming in, the sides of the body coming in, the back of the body reaching forward, so you can find some space there. So that when I twist, I'm going to twist from my middle back, looking towards the left. You can try spaces here on steps. Inhale to lengthen first. Exhale, slight twist. One more round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepest twist. Hand maybe to the knee, the opposite knee, and another hand to the back. If you are in a chair, maybe place it where you're leaning, or maybe to the side of the chair like that. All right. Lengthen as you inhale. Deepen the twist as we exhale. Keeping that cinching on the waistline so you can feel more opening of a twist. You can look at the back. Find your left shoulder or close your eyes there. Releasing any tension. Notice the opening as well at the side of the neck. Big breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's go back center. Doing everything on the opposite side. Hands reach up high, lengthen again, cinching the waistline up and in. Exhale, open to a twist. So the deep as if you want. Take your hands grounded down so you can find some lever to gently twist or open the heart even more. Looking at the back or finding the right shoulder. Just close your eyes here. And notice that in each and every pose or asana that we're doing in our upper body, your mind tends to focus more on this movement, on the stretches in the upper body, rather than the pain on your feet, on your ankles. So that is also one thing that we want to accomplish in this pose. Releasing any tension or any stress that there is, dealing with the pain. If you're having a sprain or not just in your ankles or somewhere else, this is the best way to do it. To come into a space where you can meditate and breathe and just come at yourself and just find yourself back at your center. One more inhale here. And then exhale, let it go. Release. Come back center, shake the body. Doing everything here, a different side. This time we're going to do your forward fold. If you are in a chair, I want you to go and sit at the very edge. So pretending that this is your chair. Sometimes you're sitting here on your thighs, right? I want you to go at the edge like this, right? So extending both of your feet here, you have an option to take your feet hip width distance, flexing to the toes, flexing the toes to the face if this is allowed. If you have an ankle sprain and that can be too much, it doesn't have to be 100%. It can be just like around 60 or 70% like that. Nothing painful, all right? So doing your forward fold like that, if you are sitting with me, we're going to try. Lengthen as you inhale, and I'm going to take my hands crawling towards my legs, towards my feet to a forward fold. So there's a scooping sensation on your belly. So feeling your hip flexor is really working here for you. Allow the lower belly to come in so that as you inhale, you keep that lengthening, allowing the heart to reach towards the big toes. And then that's when you pull down. So keeping a straight line here, we're feeling the stretch on your hamstrings, on your calves. If you feel like this is too much, you can take a micro bend on the knees. Allow the quads to gently work here for you to support your hamstrings here. All right. Doesn't matter where your hands lie down, if it's near the ankles or just here, wherever you're practicing, that's fine. We're just going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Come back to the center and then release. Very nice. So to counter the stretch, if you are on a chair, take your hands at the side of the chair. If you're lying down here with me, that's fine. Place your hands on the mat. I'm going to try to tuck my tailbone, lift my hips a little, and then just go and take a sit once more. Like that. Doesn't have to be too much, all right? Because we're feeling that we have an ankle sprain. All right. Next one is Gomukhasana arms. So this might be a little bit tricky for some who hasn't opened their shoulders in a long time. So I'm going to try to take this as I can. So if you have a strap with you or maybe a long towel, you can use this as well. And I don't have one with me, but I'm going to try to teach you how to do this. So I'm gonna go here just so you can see what's happening on my shoulders here at the back. So staying here, I'm going to extend my arms up and overhead. And I'm going to bend one elbow. So this time it's my right. Placing my hand at the center of my shoulder blades. If this is accessible, maybe just it's here on the neck, that's fine. So my other hand, which is my left, I'm going to place it here on my elbow. Feeling this lengthening on my right side belly. If you feel like you're curving the back or your ribs are coming out, we're going to take it straight line. So take your ribs in, belly in like this. This is already good. If you want a little bit more here, I'm going to take my other hand and going to circle it down and around. And then slowly I'm just going to meet, if it can, to my other hand like this. This is your Gomukatsuna. Now, I know that sometimes, or most often than not, this is not accessible. This is where the string or the strap is going to come in. So I take one hand to one side of the string and then the other hand to the other side of the string or the long towel. Take that in, and then there's a pulling sensation at the back, at the bottom hand, to take the right arm or the right hand towards the center of your shoulder blades. Or you can go and grab your top or maybe your shirt if you have that and just lean into that. If this is really not accessible, again, go back to the first one where in the hand is on the opposite elbow, like this. Yeah? So making sure nothing's painful. Just we're gonna stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and release. Shake the shoulder, shake the legs. Doing this on the opposite side. So let's see which one is more tight, the left or the right. Again, reaching your hands up and overhead, bending onto the left elbow, right hand reaches opposite elbow like this. Again, option C at this point, which one is open, the left side body or the right. If we have more, we're going to gently circle the right hand down and around, going towards the other hand to a bind. A bind, maybe a strap, or just hold on to your top. See what feels good. Staying in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Release the hands. Release the arms. Shake, shake, shake. And there you go. So this is the upper body. So knowing that we are on our first phase of recovery on our ankle sprain, of course, we're going to do something on your lower body. Just really, 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 really gentle. So I'm going to go here, lying down on my mat, okay? So if you are on your bed, this is a good way to do it because, of course, if you have an ankle sprain, there's a space where you just want to go and lie down and not do anything at all because it's so painful. I'm going to show you how you can alleviate some of that stress and some of that tension. First off is legs up the wall or viparita hinani. So I have a block here. You can also find a pillow or a blanket, roll them good so you can find your hips a little bit more elevated like this. Yeah? So this is already good enough. If you have some more, you can bend both knees slowly and gently, making sure that we're aware that you have your ankle sprain like that. Or if you have more today, you can do this at a wall. Extend both of your feet to the side. Point or flex, see what feels good. You can put them together or maybe not. If you don't have a wall, it's perfectly fine. You can do this with your legs up. All right, you have an option to micro bend the knees, or if you want your legs activated, maybe point your toes if you want, or flex them good. Lift the kneecap so that you're engaging your quads as well to support your hamstrings like that. Take your hands onto the side, or hands up and overhead, and take your hands on opposite elbows like this. Yeah, so this will feel really, really nice. Just releasing any tension that there may be on your lower body. Inhale for 3, 2, last one, and then release. Slowly bend one by one and set the feet One more. Very nice. Releasing the arms, the hands. Release the block onto the side. Set your hips down. Ooh, bend the knees one by one. And then swing side to side. There you go. Releasing any tension that there may be on your lower back if that was good. That pose, you can take it as long as you want there. You can even like go around 3, 4, 5 minutes. Up to you, depending on how it feels. But if you feel like it's too much on the ankles, feel free to take them down and not do this at all. All right, the next one is your supine twists. All right, so I'm going to take one foot to the center and then another knee to the heart. So hands can come on your shin or maybe to the inner, grounding in here. And then slowly I'm going to twist, just a quick twist on my right. So I have my block here with me. Take 1 or 2. This is where we're going to place our knee here. So I'm going to do this on the opposite side just so you can see. So again, a block here to support me. And then I'm going to bend this time my right. And I'm just going to twist here. And then my right knee will just stay there on that block. If you want some more here, 2 blocks is good. The other one will be on the ankle, and then the other one will be on the knee. Like this. You can flex the feet point, whichever feels good. Now, with the upper body, I want my shoulders, both of my shoulders, to ground down on the mat. Hands towards here to our cactus here. Heart still facing sky. And maybe gaze at the right side if that is even better of an option. So my left hand can be here on my right knee to press it even more like that's good. We're just going to stay here for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get a release. Come back center as slow as you can. And then come back to where we did that. Doing everything on the opposite side. Taking a little bit more extra care if that is the side of where your ankle sprain is at. Or maybe on this side. Bending the knee. Taking your hands, clasping them on your shin or on your inner thigh. And then slowly twist towards the right side this time. So again, your block is there with you. Or your pillows or your blankets placed up there to give you some comfort. And then the opposite palm sets here to our hands. Releasing any tension on your upper body. And of course on your middle back here. If your back is cracking like mine, I believe that's perfectly fine as long as there's no pinching pain. If there's any, take a step back and release. Staying here for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, relax the base, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. That's awesome. Come back to the center, as low as you can, as gentle as you want. Swing the hips side to side. There you go. So those are some of the poses that you can do if you are in your first phase of your recovery with regards to your ankle sprain. So the next one is where you are on your second phase of your recovery, which means if this can be that time wherein you are on your second week up until the latest one where you can fully recover. These are some of the phases that we're going to do, some of the poses that we can do. This is where the part wherein you can put some tension, not a lot, but some. All right. So I'm just going to go and stand up. It's okay if you don't see my upper body because what we want is to focus on your feet. So you can find a block like this, somehow thick, or maybe your thick books because we're going to step on them today. All right. You can do this beside the wall if you feel like you need some space for your balance. I'm going to show you how to do it. So again, perfectly fine if you don't see my face. Just look at my lower body here. So I'm going to try to set my foot on the block like this, half of my foot like that. Okay? So it doesn't have to be super fine, just here at the middle. And I'm going to try. My left foot is still at the side. You can put it here a little bit like that. If you feel like that is too much. I like to put it a little bit farther so you can see my foot that is here on the block. So you have an option to find a little bit more weight on that foot. I'm going to go to my tippy toe on my left so that it's a little bit somehow equal. And I'm going to try to bend the knee. You can see how my ankle comes beyond that space. And then you can try to find it. This is the first place. Yeah. The second one is to lift my knee. I go to my tippy toe on my left leg. Then try to put some weight. Yeah. So that is, again, an option. First one, an option to take my left foot down and then my right knee. I'm just pressing weight slowly and surely like that. Yeah. So using attention. And then the second part, I sit toeing so that I can place more weight when I bend my knee or press my ankle really, really deep. And then go back. Like that. Yeah. So you can try to do this. Doing this on the opposite side as well. So since you do it on one side, even if you don't have a sprain on the opposite leg or opposite ankle, try to do this as well. Just notice any difference of anything. Of course, one side is stronger. Then doing this, tippy toe, pressing in or bending. Right? Okay. So next one is your tree pose. So this is the part wherein you put a lot of pressure on one foot. I'm going to try to show you how to do it. I'm going to find my block again, just so you can see. So again, upper body is not important here. Just why I'm going to stand up so you can see all of my lower body. So in your tree pose, planting one foot at the side of the block and another foot here at the block like this. So you have an option to open the knee to the side and then place it here as if my heel is touching the shin like this. You can also try to place the bottom of the feet towards the shin, opening up like that. Okay, this is supportive. If you want a little bit more, go a little bit higher. But again, this is too much pressure on the ankle, take it down. Grounding. So we're doing this really, really slow. Find this on the opposite side. But maybe just like this, plug it in. This is already good enough. This is also your tree. Or tippy toe, if we already can. Mobilize that ankle, place the heel on shin. And then if you have some more, take it here. But there's no pressure there. All right? And it's all I release. Come back center. And that's your tree pose. Okay? So again, that's just an option. This is going to be on the lateral part of your ankle sprain. So if you feel like doing that on the first part of your recovery, which is the first week, I don't recommend it because it's going to be painful, putting pressure on your feet. But if you feel like you can do it already, and with the guidance of your professional saying that it's already okay to find putting pressure there, go ahead and do that. All right. Next one would be your hero poses. So with your hero poses, we have done this ever since we started. You have an option, if you can already, on top the toes or top the toes. So if your toes are on top, taking a seat there. If you have your ankle sprain, this is so hard. So staying here is really, really a challenge. To find support, a block, a pillow, a blanket, placing here at the middle of the ankles, and slowly take a seat. Knees can come 1 or 2 knuckles away from each other or hip width distance apart. If you have some more opening, you can take your knees together like this. Yeah? So staying here, or if you want some more, we can find ourselves. If we have a little bit more already, grabbing the opposite knee. With the other hand, I can take my hand at the back, maybe parallel to my ankle or even farther, spider finger. And then we're going to take that knee up like this. Doesn't have to be too much. And that's all you're really doing is on the opposite side. Hand to the opposite knee, grounding the hand at the back to find some support. Taking my knee up so that I can open the top of my foot, the top of my ankles. And then this. Yes. So that's good. Next one is finding your feet top. So come to tabletop, tuck the toes, making sure all of your toes are grounded, even the pinkies are down, and then slowly taking this like this. Yeah. So again, if you are from an ankle sprain, this will feel really, really challenging. Again, finding a block at the middle to find yourself grounding on the bone like that. That feels good. Or takes away a little bit of the pressure. Just make sure the pinkies are also grounded. Yeah. So this is your hero pose in essence. And the last one is without any block at all, finding your hero pose, knees together, open the feet to the side and take a seat at the ground like this. Heels will stay here, tucked at the sides of the hips. There. You have an option to stay here, finding your breath, or all of the upper body poses that we have done earlier, like your eagle arms or your Gomukhasana. You can do this here. Maybe find your seated stretches like what we did earlier. This can help you just go and acknowledge the pain here while also alleviating with some stretches on your upper body like that. Yeah? So there you go. So some of the tips and tricks. I hope you can go and come back to this video whenever, hoping that you don't have an ankle sprain. But if you do, tag this video so that you can use them later on. And if you don't have an ankle sprain or you just want to go and work out your upper body and find awareness on how you're feeling with your lower body, this is the best practice for you. Closing your practice today with a meditation. Let's go to your easy sit, or if you are still moving, go ahead and do that. Take your hands here on your knees, or one hand to your heart, another to the belly. Close your eyes here and just go and focus on the breath. Noticing how you're feeling right now, comparing it to how you felt earlier before you stepped into the mat, maybe when you woke up. Notice this feeling of release, of ease and alignment. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go through practice today. On your next inhale, extend all of your hands up to the sky. Hands up in prayer. Exhale, hands in prayer to the heart. Bow down as if gazing into your own heart. Namaste.